Let's move into our third and final featured topic here today. And our third and final main topic today gets submitted to us by Harrison. And Harrison writes, "Hello, John. Love the show. Thank you so much, Harrison. Watch it almost every day. I just read via the Hollywood Reporter that Dexter is coming back for a limited series. I loved the first 3 seasons of the show. How do you feel about the show returning? And what did you think of the show when it was on air?" All right. Thanks a lot for sending that in, man. And yeah, listen, Dexter, I love Dexter. I absolutely love that show. It was a show, I think it's fair to say, that was pretty much unlike any other that we had ever really seen up to that point on big broadcast television. Like a show where the main character is a serial killer, talking to a figment of his imagination ghost of his adopted father, Harry, and making up certain sets of rules that allows him to justify to himself that I'm not really the bad guy. I'm not really a bad guy. I just kill people all the time. It was fascinating. I remember a friend of mine, Serena, was the first person to tell me about Dexter, and she was really into the show. And I always thought it just kind of looked strange. And then I started watching it and I loved it. And listen, I know there are a number of people who didn't like the last number of seasons. I personally love the last number of seasons. Like a lot of people, I did not like the way the series ended. Like, the ending of the series was very questionable, but I still overall enjoyed the final season. I just didn't like the way it ended. I didn't like the last couple of episodes. A lot of people were on the same boat. But it should be noted that, the showrunner who ran the show, who created and ran the show for the first number of seasons, is not the one who finished it, but they are the ones who's coming back to do it again. This is the news that came out. Dexter's coming back. This is from the Hollywood Reporter writes, "The premium cable outlet," which is Showtime, has ordered a 10-episode Dexter limited series that will reunite Michael C. Hall and original showrunner Clyde Phillips, the original showrunner who did the first, I believe, 4 seasons of Dexter. The show will be a continuation of the original 8-season series, which ended in 2013 with Hall's Dexter Morgan going on self-imposed exile as a lumberjack and living a solitary life. The production is scheduled to begin early next year for a planned fall of 2021 premiere. Guys, I cannot emphasize this enough. I am so in love with this news. I am so in love with this news for a couple of reasons. One, obviously, because we're getting Dexter. 2, because Michael C. Hall is on board. He's one of the executive producers on this. It's going to be really good to see him back. 3, you got Clyde Phillips, who is, of course, was the showrunner during the highest heyday of the Dexter run, which was the first number of seasons. That's going to excite a lot of people too. Am I okay with the fact that they're calling it a limited series? Yes, I'm okay with the fact that they're calling it a limited series, because being a limited series just means they get the green light and they can always come back and do another one. What was the one? What was it? Something Lies. What was that show with? It was the biggest thing, won all the awards. My wife was just watching it. Something Lies. Big Little Lies? Is that what it was? Big Little Lies? I think it was Big Little Lies. Anyway, yes, DB in the live chat is saying Big Little Lies. So is James Argenta. Big Little Lies. Big Little Lies, I also believe, was supposed to be a limited series. I think the first season of it, they called it a limited series, but then they just brought it back and did it again. So listen, I'm fine with them bringing back a 10-episode limited series, because I believe what that really means is that if it's well received and a lot of people watch it and people like it, they'll just do another one. I don't expect this 10-part limited series to end with Dexter dying. So whatever. But you know what? Even if this was one and done, one 10-episode limited season and done, I'm still grateful, because I never really thought we were going to get more Dexter. And I love it. I'm really bummed out that, his sister is dead in the show, so she can't come back. And the number of big characters that won't be able to come back. But you know what? That's fine. I love this character. And you know what? Honestly, in as much that I and probably a lot of you did not like the way the series ended, consider this. That ending, as much as we may not like it, that ending does, though, however, create a fantastic launching point for what this new series can be. Because launching back into it now, 8 years have passed. He's been in self-exile. The world thinks he's dead. All this and he's been living this life as that lumberjack character, right? We may not have liked that way that ended the series, but as a starting point for a new season, 8 years later, that's actually got a lot of potential. So I'm just looking for the silver lining here, okay, guys? I'm just looking for the silver lining, but I think this sounds fantastic. I loved this show. I cannot wait for it to come back, and here's hoping it's as good, even like 75% as good as those first number of seasons of Dexter were. Hell, I even like the last 4 seasons. Chew on that. I don't care if you disagree. I like the last 4 seasons. Not as good as the first few seasons, granted, and I didn't like the way it ended, but still, I thought they were good. So suck it. But anyway, I'm glad Dexter's coming back. Question is for you guys. What do you think about that? Are you glad Dexter's coming back? Maybe you never watched the original series. Guys, this is a great opportunity for you to go back and start watching the original series. Go binge that crap, man. Anyway, leave your thoughts in the comments section below. All right, guys.